before Europe had streetlights, before London was a swamp. Africa had universities, global trade networks, and empires richer than entire continents. Yet you were never taught this. This is Africa before colonization, the story history never wrote down. When people think of Africa before colonization, they imagine tribes, poverty, and chaos. That image is not an accident. It was created because the truth is far more powerful and far more uncomfortable. Today, on Africa Unwritten, we uncover what Africa really looked like before Europe arrived. Africa was not hidden from the world. It was connected to it. As early as the 8th century, African empires traded gold, salt, ivory, books, and ideas with North Africa, the Middle East, and Europe. African gold powered the global economy. African cities appeared on European maps centuries before colonization. This was not a dark continent. It was a central one. In West Africa, the Ghana, Mali, and Songhai empires ruled vast territories. The Mali Empire controlled so much gold that when its emperor, Mansa Musa, visited the Middle East, he caused inflation simply by giving gold away. In southern Africa, Great Zimbabwe was built entirely of stone, without mortar. Its walls still stand today. In East Africa, Swahili city-states like Kilwa and Mombasa were wealthy port cities trading with Asia centuries before Europeans arrived. These were not villages. They were empires. One of the greatest lies ever told is that Africa had no education systems. In Timbuktu, thousands of manuscripts were written on astronomy, medicine, mathematics, law, and philosophy. The University of Sankore attracted scholars from across Africa and the Islamic world. At a time when much of Europe was illiterate, Africa was producing and preserving knowledge. This history was not lost. It was ignored. African societies had structured governments, legal systems, and constitutions. The Mandan Charter, created in 1236, promoted human rights and social justice centuries before modern constitutions. Kings ruled, but councils advised. Women held political and economic power in many societies. Africa was organized, and that truth did not fit the colonizers' narrative. To justify colonization, Africa had to be portrayed as backward. Because you cannot civilize people who are already civilized. So African achievements were denied. African cities were labeled mysterious. African intelligence was questioned. History was rewritten, not because Africa lacked it, but because Africa threatened the story Europe wanted to tell. Africa was not empty. Africa was not primitive. Africa was not waiting to be discovered. Africa was already great. And the world never taught you that. This is why Africa Unwritten exists, to tell the stories history left out. If this changed how you see Africa, subscribe to Africa Unwritten, because this is only the beginning.